something that you have to believe in to happen, because it happens automatically, like I said, okay? But it happens through your subconscious, and a lot of people are unaware of it because, we would like to think it's magic. We would like to we watch Harry Potter, sorry, and things like that, right? And we would like to think that it's magic because magic is fun. Magic is Hollywood. Magic is the movies, okay? But we have our own kind of magic. You are magic, if you want to put it that way, because you're the highest intelligence form. Well, AI will soon supersede you, but as far as a living and breathing organism, you are it. You're the highest mammal form, mammalian creature out there that can think. Okay, so let's put it that way. Now, where do you think the AI models come from? They come from us. Okay, we are the original. Okay, so what I'm here to tell you though is no matter what the constraints in society, no matter what they do, even people in prisons, in solitary confinement, manifest things. In solitary confinement. You know why? Because the kingdom is within. Because the kingdom is in here. Prisoners of war survive. Why? Because the kingdom is in here and they go within. They learn to naturally go within. Why? Because they can't go without. They can't go on the outside. They have to go within. They don't have a choice. A lot of abuse victims, okay, people that are enduring harsh circumstances, retreat and go within. So this is a very convenient place to hide, and some people never come out. Some people retreat in here and they hide in here and they just stay in here forever. So how does my training fit into this? Well, if you want to really dive into my training itself, it's all online for you. Just put my name in any browser and right after that put teaching method. Okay, Google AI would probably be the best place to start. Okay, although you could go into any browser or any AI and just put my name in teaching method and then keep asking questions and it will show you everything. Okay, this is my public service time. Okay, and I didn't do anything wrong, and this is my public service. But this is for you guys, okay? This is for you guys because you guys need to know the inside of all of this. And the inside of all of this is that you are the miracle. The inside of all of this is that you have the power. But we're made to feel less than. We're made to feel small. We are conditioned to feel small or less than, however you want to put it, inferior. Okay? And more these days, because of, things like social media, right? Which can work for and against you. Right now, we're trying to make it work for you, okay? But it can work against you. I'll give you an example. You're scrolling. You're seeing things that you like. You start liking things. Then the algorithm says, okay, we'll feed you that. It feeds you that. Then you start looking for it in real life. Your reticular activating system in your brainstem goes, okay, we're looking for what we saw online. Now you start seeing it in real life. What happens? It starts repeating into your subconscious. Then what does your subconscious do? It keeps showing you the same thing. It keeps leading you in the same direction. The superconscious gives you intuitive thought about that topic, whatever it is. Okay, now you've been programmed online, and now you've been programmed offline. Because you notice the same things, you look for the same things, you're interested in the same things. Okay, that's how it works. That's exactly how it works. So how do you fix this? Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization, to straighten it out, to correct your path, so that you get what you want and not what you don't want, to get away from fear. All the negative emotions are rooted in fear. All of them. If someone can keep you in fear, they can push you off of your life path. Okay, so here's the 50 percentile. And let's say your life is just unfolding like this at the 50%. It's not positive or negative. It is as it is, and you are going like this. When people can put you into fear, okay, so this is the positive side, negative side. They can do this over here. They can push you off your life path by keeping you in fear. Then what happens? Well, over here it becomes the majority, negativity, okay? Because all negativity is rooted in fear. All positivity is rooted in love. And that's why I say focus on things you love and people you love. Because then the underlying current is love. The underlying energy is love. The underlying theme is love. You're doing things from love. You're doing things with love. You're focusing on things you love and people you love. Now, if you focus too much on things, what happens? Well, you get a lot of stuff. And you'll know that because you'll have to donate a lot of stuff or sell a lot of stuff or however you do it. I give it away. I just keep giving away stuff. I give it up over here and it comes in over here. Okay? So it's like a cycle. If your closets are full, you know, if your car is full of stuff, if your garage is packed with things, if your house is full of things, then the intake slows down. You ever notice that? The intake slows down. So how do you keep the cycle going? Well, look, you live this way one time. Okay, you live this way just one time. You don't repeat this life. So if you want to make it interesting, okay, give. Give it away out this side. The things that you don't want, the things that you don't use, the things that are in your closet forever. Give it away. And you're going to notice it starts coming from here. New stuff, right? New things, new experiences, new love, new everything. It just keeps coming. Why? Because you're focused on love. Just give. Let go, let go, let go, let go. People are too into the scarcity mindset, right? So they hang on. They hang on like this. They hang on to their relationships like this. What does that make the relationship do? Okay? When you do this to a woman, she runs. She can't get out of here fast enough. Okay? Ladies, when you do this to men, right? Okay, they get irritated. Pretty soon they don't want to deal with it. They're gone. Okay? It's called clingy. Okay, but what happens when you go like this to things? You cling to things. Then you have too much stuff. Then you have to get rid of it. Okay? You can sell it. You can give it. I give it. I give it because most of my things that I buy are for work. Even my clothes. It's mostly business and whatever. But then I just give. You know, I ended up with like maybe 10 of these in my closet at one point years ago during the pandemic. And I just started giving. I took a bunch of them. I took like 4 or 5 of them. I just gave it away. What happened? Well, new ones came. So, you know, but that's the cycle is what I'm saying. Okay? Abundance is a cycle. Now, abundance can be bills. Okay? So be careful what you focus on. You can have an abundance of bills if you're focusing on bills. If the underlying thing is bills, okay? Because we get what we focus on as humans. This is not magic. This is not witchcraft. This is not voodoo. This is not black magic, all of that. It's your subconscious. Because you put it into, okay, let's say you shopping is the thing, right? Okay, conscious mind says, I want to shop. Okay, so you go on your day off, you go shopping. You find a bunch of good stuff, right? It makes you happy. Now you have the emotion. Now the emotion goes into that action. Now it goes into the subconscious. Now you want to do it again. You had a good experience, right? Okay, so you go back to the mall on your next day off and you go shopping again. Whoa, now you had another good time, right? You had lunch, you shopped, you bought new stuff, you came home, you were happy. The emotion goes into the subconscious. Now what? Now you repeat. pretty soon the subconscious takes over, and now your subconscious does it better than your body. Better than your conscious mind is what that means. It's somatic. Now what happens? Well, now you're going shopping all the time. Now the credit card bills going like that, going like that, going like that. Now you have an abundance of credit card bills or bills. Okay. And then what happens on the back end? You have a bunch of stuff. So how do you focus on these things to solve the issue? Okay, balance is a good thing. Okay, balance is good. But just know that if your bills are piling up, because this happened to me, and I'll give you a hack, okay? Hang on. If your bills are back, like you have an abundance of bills, it's because you're always thinking about your bills. Bills. Oh, I got bills. I got to pay my bills. Oh, this bill is due over here. This bill is due over there. I got to remember to pay this. I got to remember to pay that. The underlying current is bills. Okay, here's what I did. Okay, and I found this. I did this by accident one day. So I had an in tray in my office. I had an office for 23 years, down in this town in Hawaii where I'm from. And I had an inbox. And for some reason, and I believe this is God doing God's work, okay, for some reason, I let my inbox pile up. And it was bills. And I looked over at the stack and I said, oh, that's just bills. I'll continue with my work, right? And I'll pay it when we get paid from our clients, that kind of thing, right? And then when we got paid, I went over and I said, okay, today's bill day. We'll focus on bills. I took the bills, I opened each and every one of them, paid them all out, boom, 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 boom. And then it occurred to me, I didn't get hung up on it. I didn't get fearful about it. I didn't worry about it because I focused on my clients. I didn't worry about bills. What happened? Guess what? The amount of bills started going down. When I watched Rhonda Byrne's The Secret, okay, it's not a secret, it's subconscious, but when I watched the video of The Secret years and years ago, there was a guy on there going, now I get more checks than bills in the mail. And I thought, wow, it'd be pretty cool to do that, right? So I did affirmations. Affirmations look like this. This is not journaling. This is subconscious training, okay? These are affirmations with dates and everything. So I started doing that. And my affirmation was, let's get the pen. I am so happy and grateful now that I have more checks than bills in the mail. I didn't get checks in the mail because we did digital, okay? But I wrote that down just to see if I could get checks in the mail. I did get some checks in the mail, okay, but just a couple. Guess what happened to the bills? It went down. Why? Because the focus was checks. It shifted. The focus shifted, okay? It doesn't matter if you're thinking about paying bills. It doesn't matter if you're thinking about bills that have deadlines, when to pay the bills. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about the bills. It's going to be bills. So here's what I did, right? Instead of worrying about bill, because I would get a phone bill. My phone bill was like $400 in the old days because I had several lines for all of our business. Each business had a phone. Now we have a phone tree that handles all the companies. But before, in the old days, I had a phone for everything. Phone for the consulting company, phone for the singing school, phone for the record company, phone for, because I needed to take messages for clients and stuff and fulfill orders and whatever. Okay, so I had a cell phone for every company. So what I did was, right, when that happened, I started leaving the bills in the tray. Because if I opened the cell phone bill and I saw that $400 bill, it would be on my mind. See? It'll be on your mind. And what happens to your work? In my case, my teaching. What would happen with my teaching? It would be decreased. Why? Because my mind is on the bills. Oh, I wonder how it's in the back of my head. I wonder how I'm going to take care of that $400 at the end of the month, and then I wonder if I get enough clients to do this, that, whatever, the rent, the advertising, the everything. Okay. But that's added stress. So here's what you can do. Here's a hack. It'll work for you too. Okay? Because I experienced it and I know how it works. So now, put your bills. Don't open your bills. It's going to distract you from your work. Focus on your purpose. Focus on your work. Let the bills stack up until you get paid. When you get paid, make a time, like a couple of hours or 1 hour, whatever it is for you. If you have a few bills, 1 hour, half an hour, whatever it is. And then open the bills and then pay the bills all at once, get them all out of the way, and then move on. And focus on your purpose. Focus on what you do. Okay, because bills are always going to come. That's how we live. We live in commerce. Okay, bills are not bad. When you get a bill, you should be grateful. You should be grateful for the service that was provided. Okay, so again, reframe, refocus, because it's important to your subconscious. It's important to your subconscious. Your subconscious does not know fantasy from reality. It does not know pretend from reality. It can't distinguish, it cannot judge. Your conscious mind does that. It just repeats. Your subconscious takes orders. It says, oh, okay, we're worrying about bills, okay. And then it just keeps worrying about bills. Every time you see a bill, you get that feeling, right? That emotion. Because first you get the thought, then the emotion comes, right? The emotion comes, you feel the emotion, okay? That prompts another thought. Oh, I got the electric bill. What about the phone bill? Boom, thought again. Now you're on a negative roll, what I call a negative spiral. And when you're on a negative spiral, what does it do? What does a spiral do? What does a whirlpool do? It pulls you down. It pulls you down like this. Negative spiral, okay? Like this, going down the drain. Okay? Just like water in a drain. How do you avoid that? Set aside a time. So you need to organize. Just organize. If you're organized, no problem. Okay? Put everything in a stack. Just hold it. Put it on the side. Don't even look at it. Even if you know how much your phone bill is, okay, you see it, okay, Verizon, whatever it is, okay, put it on the side. Electric bill, okay, put it on the side. Don't even open it. Don't look at it. Anything negative, don't look at it. Anything that's gonna take you like this and push you over here or push you over here. Because you need to focus on what you do so you can do it to your very best, okay? Or your relationship. You know how many people argue about money? Fight about money? I never have those fights. I never did have those fights. I was engaged and my fiance and I had nothing. We had absolutely nothing. We had a bus pass and joy and love. That's all we had. That's all we had, no money. Okay. And it was my fiance that taught me that. Like I was in my 20s. And she taught me that. She goes, don't even talk about it. Don't even go there. Don't even say you're broke. And somehow she was right. I just listened, right? I just paid attention. Oh, it makes sense. It makes sense to me, right? Because I used to say that. I used to go, oh man, we're broke. We don't have anything. She goes, don't say that. I'm like, okay. She did not know about the law of attraction. It didn't come out yet. It wasn't a thing yet. Okay? She didn't know about it. She just instinctively felt that that was a bad thing. And I was like, okay. So you see, that's God working. That's the superconscious working. Okay. So God was telling me through her, don't even speak it. And we prayed all the time. We went to church, we prayed, we did all of that. Okay, so it wasn't like, it wasn't like we didn't believe in God or anything like that. We were very religious, put it that way, at that time. And that's where I learned that. And as soon as I stopped saying those things, guess what? Money started coming. It didn't come in large amounts, but it came steady enough to take care of things. And somehow we always got by. And you know what brought the money? Love. Love brought the money. How many people do you know? They're not rich, but they get by and they have a lot of love in their family. Right? Okay? And this is what I'm talking about when I say there's two ways to wealth. Okay? And that first way is like you live small, you deny yourself, you wear your shirts until they're all raggedy and full of holes and whatever. Okay? And you don't spend money and you save everything like a crab. Okay? Pull everything in the hole like that, scavenger. Okay? And then you get old, and when you're on your deathbed, what are you going to do? You're going to go, oh, shoulda, woulda, coulda. Should have enjoyed. Why? Because this is a system. You live in a system. The system has been placed before you. Okay? But Christians say you can be in the world and not of the world. You can be in the system and not of the system. You can participate in the system and not be subjected to it. You have to abide by the rules of the system. You have to pay your taxes. You have to, you have to follow the laws, the speed limit, all of that. Okay, so do we have a comment there, Jake? Okay, so let me take a look at the comments. We have a chat. We're on 5 different platforms every morning, and I can't move this thing because my camera, I have one camera, it's crazy. I have one camera over there, one camera over there, one camera over here, and one camera over here. So as it moves up, I will see it. Angelique has a question or a comment. Let's see, I think I can see it now. Asking about, okay, what? Okay, that's gonna be kind of hard for me. I have to let it go up a little bit. So let me continue, right? When you hear the term, God knows your heart, Jesus knows your heart, okay? Insert belief system here in the superconscious. The superconscious knows your heart. What does that mean? Manifestation. Oh, okay, Angelique, yeah, of course, that's what we talk about every morning, manifestation. But it's through your subconscious. It's not magic, Angelique. It's not a magic formula. It's not a great spirit that does it. It's not it's not demonic. It's not anything like that. It's your subconscious. Okay, someone was asking about, okay, yeah, Jay, I'll wait till it gets to the top, but thank you. I'm watching. So anyway, all right, sorry about that. We want to take care of everybody. Okay, but when they say God knows your heart, it means God knows your intentions. Whether you did it in a good way or a bad way. How does that happen? Through your subconscious. Okay? The superconscious plays off of your subconscious. If you believe in God. What the topic was? Manifestation. Yep, subconscious manifestation. Oh, that's the topic. So that's a topic this morning. Yeah, we put up a generic thing because a generic title, guys, because I go through a bunch of things. But you will learn a lot. So hang in there. Hang in there. Ask questions. I will answer all of your questions. Okay, so your intentions, right? You know your intentions, right? Okay, God knows your intentions if you do. Okay, the superconscious. There's only the conscious, subconscious, and superconscious. If you don't believe in God, then there's only the conscious and subconscious. But God knows your heart. God knows what's at the very, very core of your desires and why. This is why I always tell you, you only need to know what you want and why. The why is important. Knowing your why is important. Why are you doing what you're doing? Why do you want what you want? Why do you want a brand new car? Oh, because your family, needs something safe to ride in, maybe. Maybe something stylish to ride in. Maybe they need a treat. They need something good for a change, maybe. Maybe you've paid off the other one. Maybe you've gone 125,000 miles and maybe now it's time for a new car. Whatever the why is, it's important. The how is not important. The how is God's job. The how is the job of the superconscious. The conscious mind makes the decision. The conscious mind says, okay, new car. After it says it for a while, after you think it for a while, you can think it, you can write it, you can speak it. You can meditate on it. Affirmations, meditation, vocalization, visualization. The visualization will happen in meditation as well. But when this begins to happen, your subconscious gets the message. Oh, new car. Now it will start pulling confirmation. It will start looking for avenues of new car. Maybe you should save money. Maybe you can get a loan. Maybe you can do that. Maybe you can do this. Maybe you can do maybe. There's not one or two ways to something. There's infinite possibilities. Quantum physics has proved that. What do? We choose. What's important for you to do? Form the center point. The center point. What's the center point? The belief. Okay? The topic. And stick to it. Okay, so the conscious mind says, new car. Now you stick. Okay? You keep that. Because if you give up, right, you doubt or you fear, it goes away. 100% agree, but having a purpose is tough when you're depressed and have no interest or motivation. Yes, I agree, Kurt. You're right. I can help you with that. Message me or email me. I will email you absolutely free. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of you. Yeah. I have clients like that, business clients that are like that, professionals that are like that. Don't feel like you're alone, okay? Some people that make tons of money have those issues. It's not a money thing, okay? It's a belief in this one thing. A lot of people believe in God, for example, okay? I'm addressing Kurt's question. A lot of people believe in God. Oh, I love God, love Jesus, love Allah, whatever they believe. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. But they have no faith in themselves. And they put all of their faith out there somewhere, destination unknown. But God doesn't live out there. There is no out there out there. There is only nature out there and things from someone else's in here. Okay? But because of other people's in here that you've been subjected to and conditioned by, you think, oh, God is in, I don't know, lower Earth orbit? No. Jesus Christ gave you the secret. The kingdom is within. You can look up, you can look down, high, low, right? All over. You're not going to find the kingdom because your eyes are focused away from the kingdom. So you don't see the kingdom. You don't feel the kingdom unless you close your distractors and sit still. I know religious people who have never felt the expansion of what they are. Okay? Try it. Sit still for 10 minutes. It's a challenge. You have to learn to do it. You have to train your subconscious to do it. If you're too antsy, guess what? You miss the whole thing. And most people, and this is where you get in the Bible, right? People look, but they do not see. They listen, but they do not hear. But they think they do. Okay? And that's where ego comes in. That's the left side of the brain. That's the reptilian brain, the logic. I sincerely appreciate the work you do. There's so many fake gurus who preach this topic, but you're real. Yes, Kurt, I'm real. And I have paid the price for it. Thank you. You sent me a DM. Perfect. I will answer you, brother. Yes, I will help. Don't worry. I sincerely appreciate. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Yep, I got it, Jay. Thank you. Okay, Jay takes screenshots. So if I don't get to you guys, she will send me screenshots, and I will look for your name, and I will message you. Okay, so leave your comments. Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father. Okay, and I'm only familiar really with the Bible. Okay, I'm not familiar with the Bhagavad Gita, and just a little bit, the Torah, the Talmud, just a little, the Quran, just a little, okay? But I have all of those in my phone. I have all of those books in my phone. I'm not a one-book learner. Esoteric knowledge is also important. So look up esoteric knowledge. You need to study the origins of things. The story of Christianity, the story of Jesus Christ, is the only story that I know that is written in the stars. It's called astrotheology. Look it up. It's the story of Jesus. I don't know anybody who can rearrange the planets to their benefit. It's the one truth. But I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm telling you what I've discovered. So you can discover it or you can choose something else. It's no big deal. I'm not here to say you have to do this, you have to do that. Except for the fact that you have to know this. Because you can go through your whole life not fully appreciating this, not being grateful for this. Why? Because you're rushing through life. You're rushing through high school to get to college. You're rushing through college to get to your profession. You're rushing up the ladder to get to $1 million, $5 million, $20 million, $200 million. Then you're rushing to the HMO to give them money, to heal you from all the damage you've done from rushing. And then you go on a few cruises. And then 6 of your best friends are carrying you out by the handles. And you call that a life. That's not being grateful. What happens when you're grateful? Let me tell you a funny story. This is funny. I think it's funny, but it works. And this is mindset. This is mental conditioning. So I was stuck in traffic yesterday. I was stuck in traffic on the way home. I live in a high-rise section of town. So I'm rushing home. And I have to go to the bathroom, but I am on the highway. And I have to go really bad. Okay? And I'm like, I hope my bladder holds out. Right? Because I'm older now, right? And I'm worried about it. Oh man, I'm older, and like in the old days, right? In my 20s, I could hold it for an hour. Okay, I know it's TMI, okay, but I gotta tell you because it's gonna help you. So instead of worrying about it, instead of going, damn, hurry up, I gotta get home, right? Okay, road rage. Instead of road rage, instead of all of that, guess what I did? I did the only thing I know how to do. I gave gratitude. And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you, Father God. I just say, Father God, okay, that's me, that's for me. Okay, whatever you say. And I say, thank you, Father God, thank you, thank you, thank you. And guess what happened? The urge went away. It went away. Until I got home. And it was at least 8 minutes, maybe 9, maybe 10 minutes. 10 minutes. And when I first got that signal, it was like, dude, you better find something fast, right? And then I just kept saying thank you. I gave gratitude. Okay? But what are we conditioned to do? We're conditioned to do the opposite when something happens. When something bad happens. We're conditioned to fight. We're conditioned to right? We're conditioned to, okay? I'm here to tell you, give gratitude. It's the opposite of what you would think. Because we've been conditioned into opposites in society. Opposites. Look around you, do the research. Opposites, okay? Why? Well, because we live in commerce. Because people make money off of our decisions. Because a lot of our decisions involve money, right? Because everything is a transaction. We live in commerce. We live in capitalism. And it's not just us. It's not just a capitalistic country. It happens in socialism. It happens with every human being. Everything is an energetic transaction. Because you're not your body, you're not your name, you're that energy that lives in here. This energy was born of love. If this energy has gone cold, and you'll know who's like that, okay? The eyes are the mirrors of the soul. Look at a person's eyes. Do they look cold? Do they look vacant? Do they look angry? Do they look mean? Do they look creepy? If they do, it's because the love has disappeared. It's dissipated. Have I ever felt like that? Yeah, of course. What did I have to do? I had to restore. I had to bring back the love. I had to work on it. Okay? Because some things in life make you feel like, like that. Some things make us feel empty. Some things make us feel like, why should we be loving? Everything seems to be against us, right? If that's the way you feel, just know that you need to do the opposite. You need to love. You need to speak love. You need to think love. So here's what I learned how to do, right? And this was back in 2007. It's not like I didn't love before then, but what I learned how to change the game. When you look at something, okay, say thank you, but also say you love it instead of like it. Change your dialogue a little bit, okay? So I would turn off the stereo in my car, and I have this very, very expensive stereo, and now I use it for audiobooks. When I was in my 20s, I would kill for something like this. But I turn it off, okay, when I'm listening to my audiobooks, and I look at the trees, and I go, I love those trees. I look at the fire hydrant, I go, I love that fire hydrant. I love that playground. I love those buildings. I love those kids. I love those people. And I apply it to everything I see as I'm driving. And I do it for about 10 minutes, maybe. If somebody's in the car, I don't do it. But if I'm by myself, I do it. The other thing I do is I say, thank you. Thank you for the playground. Thank you for those dogs. Thank you for the people. Thank you. Why? Because I'm having this life experience. Thank you for this life. When I'm in the shower in the morning, not every morning, but the majority of the mornings, I say thank you for the water. You know how many people on the planet don't have hot and cold running water? It's a luxury. If you have it, you're among the few compared to the 8 billion on the planet. You're among the minority. If you have a cell phone, if you're watching me right now, you're among the minority. There's 8 billion of us. So I say, thank you, Father God, for the soap as I'm shampooing my hair, whatever I'm doing, right? Thank you, Father God, for the water. Thank you, Father God, for the shower. Thank you, Father God, for the, right? Everything. And I do that for a little while. Sometimes in the middle of the day, I'm on a break, and I'm walking through the office and I'm looking at things in the office or my equipment or my guitars or. And I'm saying, thank you, Father God, thank you. Because there was a time in my life where I had nothing. I slept on a sidewalk at the side of a movie theater. And that was by my own doing. I made the decisions that got me there. But something inside of me wanted an adventure, and something inside of me didn't care because I kind of wanted the adventure. It's kind of like in the back of my head, like, yeah, it would be pretty cool. Was I upset when I was on the street? No. Was I scared? The first night. The first night when I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. My eyes popped open. I was sleeping in the middle of an alley. And I was like, Oh, I'm alive. The first night. Okay? Now, the subconscious learns in repetition. So the second night was easier. The third night was easier. After that, it was a party. After that, it was, there was survival involved. There was work involved. There was hustle involved. You had to get food. You know, you had to do work, right? So I went around looking for handyman kind of jobs. You guys need help with this, help with that, whatever, to the merchants, whatever, got little jobs, little kind of things, and then moved up from there. The point is, when you are grateful for where you are, it doesn't matter where you are. I was at the exit door of a movie theater on the sidewalk at 4 o'clock in the morning with bone chilling cold. I can't even, my teeth couldn't stop chattering. But you endure it. Now, Hawaii is not Minnesota. It's not New York. It's not, so it was bearable. But the point is, no matter where you are, when you apply gratitude, when you apply love, I love that. I love that. Did I love the street? Yeah, at that time I did love the street. Sure. That's how I got off the street. Because I loved it. Right? If I hated it, right? If I didn't like it, like the book of Job in the Bible, okay? What I fear befalls me, right? If I feared it, if I hated it, it would intensify because the focus would be there and I would still be there. I don't know if I'd be alive right now. It's a different kind of street right now. But these are the things that will help you in your life. To be grateful, to love rather than like. So, people on my Facebook, for example, I'm more active on Facebook than other platforms. But I will select the love emoji instead of the like emoji. And guess what happens? The algorithm favors love more than like. That's a little hack for you. So when you love things instead of like things, the algorithm favors you. Think about it, right? So when you go to the store, instead of, oh, that's really cool. Oh, I like that. Just go, I love those shoes. I love that dress. I love those pants. I love that jacket. I love that hat. I love those cowboy boots. And the things you love and the people you love will be important to you and close to your heart, and those things will intensify. So if it's your family, if it's your wife, your husband, your significant other, whatever it is, your children, your relationships get better. If it's money, I love my job. I love my work. Focus on the work. Don't focus on the money you get from it, because the money is automatic. You're going to get the money no matter what. Improve the job, improve the money. You don't have to focus on money. If you focus on money, yeah, you're going to get more money. But some people only have money. Only having money is a lonely existence. Why? Money has no heartbeat. Money has no emotions. Money has no feelings. Human beings are social creatures. Okay? We need to be around others. We need others. Some people like to be alone, but they also need people here and there, even if they like to be alone. We bond as human beings. So when you refer to your bestie, I love Susie. Yeah, I love Mike. You know, when you're younger, it's like, oh, it's not cool to say that. Well, it's not cool. I'm just gonna be cool, and you know. But when you change the way you speak of things, because your subconscious is listening, your subconscious begins to love. Then your subconscious makes you loving. Why? Because it repeats the program. Your subconscious makes you loving. Your subconscious can make you fearful. Your subconscious can make you brave. It depends on what you put in. What you put in, you get out. It's that simple. It's very simple. It's not difficult at all. Okay, we have new messages. Okay, let me see. Oh boy, I pressed the wrong button. Sorry about that, you guys. Sorry. Excuse me. I need to get back over here. Okay. And there we go. All right. But your subconscious learns to be all of these things. Esoterically, within the kingdom. Everything out here is a reflection of everything in here. How did you discover this knowledge? Esoteric knowledge. Kurt, I studied these things since I was 13 years old. It's been a long study. It never ends. Studying never ends. If more people had this mentality, the world would be much happier, yes. But there is a reason why people keep you on edge. There's a reason why they push you off kilter. There's a reason why they want you fearful. If they can scare you, okay, fear. If they can make you angry, okay, temper. All the negative emotions are rooted in fear. But if they can keep you like this, they keep you off kilter, off of your life path, and then you can be controlled. You cannot be controlled if you go within the kingdom. Because then the superconscious feeds the subconscious. The subconscious contains the subject matter. So, you know, new car, right? I don't know, I just picked that at random. If new car is in the subconscious gives you all these ideas of how you could make a new car happen. The superconscious gives you intuitive thought about it. Well, maybe you should go down to Lexus. And you, out of nowhere, you just get that idea. Now, you should follow those intuitive thoughts. So you go down to Lexus. Maybe they're having a contest and you don't buy anything because you don't have the money. So you just put your email and register and drop it in the box and go home. I had a client that won a van that way, a Dodge Caravan that way. So if you think money is the only way you can get something, you're suffering from limited thinking. Because God is real. Whatever you call this in here, this energy, okay, awareness, whatever you call this awareness. You want to call this Jesus Christ? Okay, Jesus Christ lives within. You want to call it God? Okay, God lives within. However you believe. But it's in all the holy books. Every single one of them. Gautama Buddha said, the man who sees life as an illusion escapes suffering. What's the illusion? Everything out here. Why? Because the kingdom is within. Everything out here is a byproduct of everything in here in everyone. So some of Einstein's in here is now out here. Some of Nikola Tesla's in here is now out here. Some of Thomas Edison's in here is now out here. I have lights. We come, we make our contribution, we go. It's up to you what kind of contribution you'd like to make. You're just as important as anyone else because you have the power in here. It doesn't matter what politics is going on. It doesn't matter if a depression is going on. People prospered in the depression of the 20s. Inventions came out of that. A booming economy came back out of it. I was mentioning yesterday about the Waltons TV show. It's an old school thing, okay? But it was about the love that this family had for each other. And that they had that during the Great Depression. And at the end of the show, it was always, the end of the night, the end of the day. Good night, John Boy, good night, Ma, good night, Pa, whatever. Okay? But it was that they were portraying the love of the family, and love will get you through things. Love will get you by. Love will bring money. Love will bring relationships. Love will bring everything. You don't need to know how. The how is God's job. I don't know how I started my businesses. I don't know how I own my companies. I don't care to know. When I started them, I knew that the how was God's job, and that's the way I left it, and God kept bringing. That's it. So the Christians have a saying. We say, let go and let God. What does that mean? That means surrender. What are you surrendering? The left brain. Because Jesus sits at the right hand of the Father. You cast your net to the right side. That's where abundance lives. That's the right hemisphere of the brain esoterically. That's what it's talking about. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. I'm giving you information so you can look it up, so you can study it for yourself. Walton's feel-good show, yeah, Billy, there. You know the Waltons, huh? Yeah, it was about love. It was about, okay, the conditions were slim. The conditions were meager, right? But the love was huge. And the love made the difference. Because you've always seen stories like this. We don't have much, but we have each other, right? We don't have a lot. There was a song. We ain't got a barrel of money. Maybe we're ragged and funny, but we're traveling along, singing a song side by side. It's a very old song. There are books on esoteric. Of course, yes, there are many, tons of them. Ask me those questions in the chat so I don't forget, Kurt. I mean, I'm sorry, not in the chat, in the inbox, and I will answer them, and I'll point you in the right direction. Esoteric just means uncommon knowledge or hidden knowledge. Okay, exoteric knowledge is what they feed the masses. You cannot feed the masses the truth, unfortunately. Okay? I mean, you could. It'd be kind of hard to take after all the conditioning, okay? But here's the thing, right? I'm sorry if I sneeze. I'm sorry. But here's the thing, okay? If you learn symbolism, okay, humans respond to symbols, shapes, colors, words, okay? If you learn the symbolism, you'll see it everywhere. Okay, when you go into the grocery store, how many suns do you see on labels? Okay, there are sun orders. I'm not going to get too deep with this because most people don't understand it, and then I don't know if the PC algorithms will push me off or restrict me. So I'm not going to go too deep with this, okay? But look in your grocery store, look in Costco, look in wherever you shop. How many sun logos are there? The sun is in everything. There is a system placed before you. The good news is that you don't need to care about the system as a whole. There's nothing you can do to, let's say, conquer the system. It's not something to be conquered. It's something to live in. We need organization. But within every system, you can thrive. Within a depression, you can thrive. Why? Because it depends on what you believe in here. That's all. Your life and the theme of your life and the circumstances of your life depends on how you believe in here, and your life unfolds like this. Okay, your life does not happen like this. If you believe your life is happening like this, like you have to, dodge things and circumstances and earthquakes and tidal waves, and it just keeps happening, and you live a random life like that, then you're suffering from victim mentality, because that's a victim. You're the victim. Things keep happening to you. The world is bullying you, right? The world is not bullying you. The world is here for you to thrive and flourish. But you have to make that decision first with the conscious mind, and then get it into your subconscious, and then it repeats. If you took all the money in the world and you give it all out equally, before too long it'll be all back in the same place, because of the way the 1% believes, or 2%, or whatever it is. Okay? Because the majority of people have been conditioned to believe otherwise. We've been conditioned. We didn't start out that way. We started in neutral, and then life happened. Yes, there's evil in the world. There is evil, right? But that evil is an absence of love. That evil is people, entities, where love has no place, where love does not live. And if love does not live there, it's that cold thing, or that cold person. Love is warm. Love is embracing. Love permeates all things. God is love. Source, God, universe, however you believe, whatever you believe. But that energy permeates all things. It's existent in all things, in all mammals, in all plants, in every blade of grass. Everything is intelligent. Trees communicate with each other through their roots, through vibration. We don't understand their language, but they have a language. Animals have a language. Everything is intelligent. So, that's the good news. You see, you can attract things through vibration. Not necessarily resonance like scientific vibration, through your mood. Like attracts like. Happy people attract happy people. Grumpy people attract grumpy people. They commiserate together. They talk about things together. They talk about people together. They, like that. Okay? And happy people, they like to have fun. They like to laugh. They like to have coffee at Starbucks and carry on, right? And they live good lives. Why? Because they're happy. Because like attracts like. They're happy. They look for others that are happy. Together they're happy. They have fun. Okay. Jay is saying, see you tomorrow. So she will take screenshots. I will get back to you guys. You guys can message me, and I will take your messages and answer all of your questions. So you can write to me at junior@hereforyoulifecoaching.com. I'm not here to sell you anything, so there's no sales pitch, but we will see you tomorrow. I know, no sales pitch, right? What? He's not selling anything? No, not at all. Okay, so tomorrow at 7 a.m., I will see you guys later. Okay? Love you guys. Thank you for being here. And I will see you tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Hawaii time. Okay, so whatever time it is right now, it's an hour before this, and we'll see you again.